You've probably seen at least one of these messages about coronavirus. You might have even shared one. But what you might not know is that they are all part of another kind of contagion, proliferating in parallel and adding confusion to fear. As the coronavirus has spread across the world, so too has disinformation about it. Some of it resembles the classic email chain letter, circulating from one person to the next on social media. But other disinformation is more nefarious, coming from governments attempting to distract from their own domestic problems by shifting blame for the virus elsewhere. As the pandemic escalates, knowing what kind of disinformation you've come across and how to avoid passing it on is just as important as washing your hands. Newsy and Bellingcat are here to help.
I would say that all of the disinformation I've seen can be sorted into one of four kind of broad categories.
This is Robert Evans, an investigative journalist with Bellingcat. He's been watching the rapid spread of disinformation surrounding the coronavirus.
There's generic disinformation. There's disinformation that comes from credible sources spreading bad information, either accidentally or on purpose. There's fake sources attempting to appear credible spreading disinformation. And then you've got straight-up grifters.
The generic disinformation includes stuff you'd see in any high-profile disaster, like a hurricane or terrorist attack. For instance, in early March, a video started circulating claiming to show a crowd of people mobbing an Aldi grocery store in the Netherlands to hoard items. The thing is, it was actually a video from Germany in 2011. When it comes to credible sources spreading disinformation, it can take one of two forms. The first is credible sources sharing disinformation accidentally. For example, a staff writer at The Atlantic shared what seemed to be a memo from a University of California panel of experts. Turns out the memo was a hoax, and the staff writer ended up deleting the tweet. The other form is credible sources spreading disinformation intentionally, like when a Chinese foreign ministry spokesperson suggested that the coronavirus was brought to China by the U.S. military.
Government officials directly insinuating that COVID-19 is some sort of U.S. bioweapon. That's the same line that Alex Jones and InfoWars have been pushing for months now.
It is an engineered man-made bioweapon. That's confirmed. They don't want that discussed. This is an attack.
So you've got both officials with the Chinese government spreading this and like the least credible people in the U.S. media ecosystem spreading it. It's a very odd situation.
While credible sources spreading disinformation is problematic on its own, there are also people posing as credible sources spreading disinformation. People like this guy.
It's not the virus that kills you or harms you. It is the overreaction of the immune system because we have weakened and dysfunctional immune systems.
Dr. Shiva claims, among other things, that the so-called deep state is using coronavirus to manipulate the markets. His remarks ended up being quoted by Sean Hannity on his radio show.
There's an MIT guy I noticed on Twitter. He said, quote, coronavirus fear mongering by the deep state will go down in history as one of the biggest frauds to manipulate economies, suppress dissent, and push mandated medicines.
He's not a member of the MIT faculty. He's not a credible person to comment on virology in any way, shape, or form. But because people say, oh, this is the inventor of email, and he's a doctor, and he's associated with MIT, they take it seriously when they really shouldn't. And he's spreading, dangerous disinformation.
The last kind of disinformation going around right now is that coming from profiteers, or people out to make a profit off the crisis.
This influenza, you're saying that silver solution would be effective.
It's been tested on other strains of the coronavirus.
Whether this virus is super deadly or not, they're using the crisis that has come with it to take over and have power and control.
These people have been around for a while, and the coronavirus is just the most recent disaster that they're exploiting.
So check that checklist off to get high-quality storable food.
For them, the more fake information that's out there about the virus, the more they're able to sell whatever they think people will buy to stay safe.
The less people know for certain about what's actually happening, the more uncertainty in general there is, the more room all these people have to operate and to sell their nonsense and to draw people into their web.
This is just a small sample of the kind of disinformation spreading during the coronavirus pandemic. Some of it is coming from bad actors who just want to sow chaos, while other false or misleading messages are coming from governments trying to control the flow of information. The best thing you can do to avoid falling for one of these false claims is to verify information with official sources, like the WHO or the CDC.
This is going to be, I would say, the greatest challenge journalism has faced worldwide since the Iraq War. It is all of our jobs in the media to keep an eye on this stuff, to be watching around the world for when disinformation breaks out, and to try to clamp down on it as quickly and effectively as possible. Because nothing is going to cause more damage in this situation than bad information.